Representation in the media is an often overlooked thing, in my opinion. If you want to be accurate about something, it all comes down to authenticity, and of course, doing it well. Which is why representation of the autism community in media is an absolute laughingstock within the community. But why? And why should we care? Well, that's why I'm here. Many different types of disabilities have been represented in media over the years, such as film, television, even sometimes video games. But they're almost always half-assed, such as the tried and true overcoming your disability arc, or there's just straight up vilified, where the character is put at a mental or physical disadvantage than everyone else in the world, and then that's why they're the villain. However, autism does have a very different way of approaching it, but does follow under the similar traps as the other ones, and that is due to stereotyping. Stereotyping can be found in all sorts of different media, and can depict many different types of people. I'm sure you heard of the old cranky person, blonde people are stupid, or brown-haired white person with glasses is into nerdy things. That's up. Stereotyping for people on the spectrum is no exception, where it's typically a male, and he's an awkward kid who's into science or other nerdy things, and he overcomes his awkwardness by asking out girl and having kiss, because that's how screenwriting works. Which sure, people on the spectrum tend to be awkward. They tend to hyperfixate on nerdy things. But when that's the only thing going for their character, it just comes across as lazy and disingenuous. The other thing that really pisses me off is when they try to cure autism, which basically means screenwriters will go online, look up things on WikiHow on how to better understand autistic people, or better help autistic people. Which, good for you, honey, but that just doesn't work! But at least it's not harmful. Because what if there was a movie with an offensive depiction of autistic people that offered more harmful solutions than anything, and it was a laughingstock within the autistic community? The movie stars Maddie Ziegler as an autistic child being looked after by her stepsister, played by Kate Hudson, as the two of them learn to become best friends and understand each other, which is cool and all, but a criminal offense is still a criminal offense. The film gained controversy after its offensive depiction of a person on the spectrum, who, I should add, isn't even played by someone on the spectrum, as well as its quote-unquote solution to combat whenever an autistic person is having a freak out. This scene is depicted multiple times and is taught as a good thing.
You can do this, I'll talk you through it. Go ahead.
Music, it's okay. Ouch! She's hitting me!
She doesn't know who she's hitting.
As you can imagine, that scene alone pissed many people off, especially those on the spectrum. They found it incredibly offensive. Also, the film was produced by an organization known as Autism Speaks, who has had many controversies under their belt due to their own statements and quote-unquote solutions. Sia had to publicly apologize for the film's backlash, and Autism Speaks claimed they weren't involved in the production process, though that's obviously up for debate. If you want a more in-depth analysis on this film, I highly recommend the review by the channel YMS, or Your Movie Sucks, as he goes more into detail about the structural problems with the film, as well as the multiple controversies that it faced. After this film, though, I think a lot more people were clamoring for authentic autistic representation in media. So, in a way, it's kind of important to this community. We still hate it, but you know. So why is this important? Why should you care? Why do I sound nonchalant while talking about this? Well, that's just kind of who I am. I don't have a reason for the way I talk. That's just who I am, and there's no changing that. And that's okay. Not everything needs a solution. Even autism. It's naturally a part of people's lives, and some companies just don't get it. They just want to give us pity points because we have a disability. They feel bad for us and want to capitalize on how we feel. And we just have to come to the fact that we as a society can only go as far as Abed from Community. Which isn't a bad thing, but still. I hope one day kids like me can wake up and instead of feeling lost alone, misunderstood, feeling that there's something wrong with them when there really isn't, they can connect to a character that's just like them. A genuine, authentic representation of who they are. Until then, we just gotta speak for ourselves, because some people really don't.